I feel bad. So, all right. So it is recording, everybody. Got to tell you, it is recording. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, Ultimate Launch Program is a program that we do every Friday at 9 a.m. It kind of gives you the basics and the beginnings of, what you should be doing, the habits you should be forming with your real estate career. And we also mix and mingle in some of the programs that Realty One has here as well, just to kind of give you a jump start or a launch on working here at Realty One. So the programs that we do here are for everybody, whether you're a pre-licensee or whether you've been in the business for a really long time. It's really a good way to kind of reset your habits and to form a good foundation to make sure that you are successful. So today we're going over lead gen and management. It couldn't come at a better time. For those of you on the lead program, you probably saw that you're getting some seller leads to your inbox. I sent you an email this morning and with some additional information with those. We're having mixed reviews. So take a look at that. And then also for this week's handout, it is in your email as well. And of course, you can always get a printed copy here at the office. But the handout is in your email. All right, so let's jump right into it. Lead generation and management. Do we need leads? Do we need leads? Well, not if you enjoy being broke. I mean, that's, yes, we need leads. Is my camera on? I don't know. I can't see you, Natalia. Let me see. No, it does not look like your camera's on that I can see here. Can't. Sorry, guys. I still got people popping in here. All right. Okay, perfect. Do we need leads? Yes, we all need leads. We all need leads. And think of a lead as just about any person who is interested in your services but has not secured you as their agent yet. A lead could be somebody from Zillow. It could be somebody that came through your farming efforts. It could be somebody that your aunt referred. We're going to call that person a lead. And they're not a client yet because they're just starting to have the inclination that they need assistance in the real estate industry. So being able to identify who a lead is one of the basis of being able to generate leads. Just about everybody that you meet in a day is a potential lead. So if you walk into a doctor's office and you're sitting there and the woman across the seat from you says, "Boy, you look familiar. I swear I've seen you somewhere." Well, that's a great time to bring up the conversation about how, well, I'm in real estate. I tend to have my face everywhere. So maybe we've met, maybe we haven't, but, and introduce yourself. That person is a lead. And why are they a lead? They didn't tell you that they're wanting to buy or sell, but you're striking up a conversation with them in regards to real estate. And even if they are not looking to buy or sell at the current moment, it's quite likely that they will know or already know somebody who is. So look at every person you meet as a potential lead source for generating revenue and creating clients for yourself. So where do we find leads? Where do we find leads? You can find leads through online presence and digital marketing. I mean, that's probably the easiest and cheapest way to find people is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest, whatever sites you are on. And I'm sure there are many more that I don't even know about yet. Social media is a great way to start gathering leads. It's also a great way to brand yourself. If you remember from our previous lessons about branding and how many impressions you need. And we're going to talk about that a little bit in this training as well. So social media, your website, SEO and content marketing, online advertising is a great way in a very inexpensive way to find and generate leads. Next, we're going to look at things like real estate portals and listings. So MLS feeds, reverse prospecting, third-party real estate sites, websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com. We just got a batch of leads from Sold.com. These are great ways to find real estate portals through real estate leads through those portals and listings. And the third top way to find leads is networking and referral. One thing I can tell you is somebody on this call is great at networking and referrals. And I got to call Mary out if she's still, yeah, Mary's still on the line. She is great at networking and getting referrals. She has built her whole career on it. And how does she do that? She loves to go out and meet others in her community. She's huge in her community. Mark Peterson's another one that bases his business on networking and referrals. He literally knows everybody. You need a plumber, he's got one. You need a dentist, he knows a guy. You need to get your car serviced, in Allegheny County. He don't live there, but he'll tell you who to go to. Networking and referrals is a huge base of your business. And I just want to point out that those are the easiest to convert. Those are the easiest to convert by far. So we go back to sitting in the doctor's office and you meet the old lady in the chair across from you and she says, you have a familiar face. That's your opportunity to gain a lead through networking and referral. That's your opportunity to make a friend. All right, there's a ton of more places you can find leads, and let's go over those quickly now. Open houses and property tours. Show of hands, who hates open houses here? Who hates open houses? It's all right, Allison, you can admit it. Who hates open houses? Most agents hate open houses, and I can tell you it's because you're doing them wrong. It takes way more effort than to just pop a sign in the yard that says open house the day before you have it open and then sit in an empty house where, chances are the water isn't running and you have to pee the whole time and you're miserable when nobody shows up. Open houses are a missed opportunity to really start having meaningful conversations with the neighbors. Now, trust me, the neighbors are nosy. They're always nosy. And I hear the feedback from a lot of newer agents. This is, I did an open house and the only people that came over is the neighbors. My response is always, great. I love it when neighbors come over. In fact, when I do open houses, I go knock on their door with my collateral here, my propaganda, my unsolicited propaganda, and I invite them to come over and be nosy. I want them to come over and be nosy. Why? Because I want to be in front of them. I want to have those conversations, especially if it's a really nice neighborhood. I want them to know that I'm the only agent for that neighborhood. Especially if I have an open house at a $300,000 house, I don't want to just sell that house. I want to sell your house. I'm going to sell your house. I'm going to sell your house. I'm going to sell your mom's house. I'm going to sell everybody's house. But this is the time where you can go knock on the neighbor's door and they're probably not going to slam the door in your face and say, hey, just wanted to introduce myself. I'm having an open house at your neighbor's house. I've got a whole spread over there. I've got pastries and coffee and I'm doing giveaways. Can you do me a favor and maybe just stop over while I'm there? I don't live, I don't live there. So, I could use the company while you're over there. I guarantee you that these neighbors are going to want to be nosy Nellies and they're going to want to come over and say, well, there's people. I got to see if their house is better than my house. Invite them over, invite them in, start building that rapport. All right. Direct outreach, cold call, email marketing, direct mail, farming, and door knocking. Okay. Nobody likes this either. Let's face the facts that lead generation is not often fun, but it's something that we all need to do to make sure that we always have a building pipeline of prospects for us to sell homes to. So you can cold call, you can get the lists and cold call, just like we're doing with these sellers leads. You can send email marketing. You have availability in your CRM through OneSuite. We've also talked about Resoria in the past. Resoria is great. I have so many old leads that reach back out on that Resoria site. And if you don't know what that is, we do have a follow-up training coming up, I think in August on Resoria. Farming and door knocking. All right. Lead generation services through your CRM. Your CRM is a great way to recirculate or regurgitate those old leads. I can tell you in my CRM, I've been doing this for 17 years now. And I am one that will save everybody's information. If somebody came over as a renter, I have them saved in my CRM. If I met somebody at the grocery store and I got their telephone number, their email, I got them in my CRM. If I met you at a birthday party 15 years ago and you happen to talk to somebody else about real estate, I got you in my CRM. So your CRM is something that builds over time. This is your book of business. And that's something that us agents don't think about. What's our book of business? If you sell insurance, you have a book of business. Somebody takes out an insurance policy and you get your upfront money. But year after year after year, as they keep that policy, you're seeing additional revenue off of that insurance policy. Us agents are no different. Whether it's somebody that you contacted 5 years ago or somebody that you sold a house to last year or somebody that came to an open house that was a nosy neighbor, they should be in your CRM database. We should be seeing additional revenue off of that book of business for the lifetime of our careers. And if you haven't poked around on the Realty One site in one.u, you can sell your book of business when you retire. So this is something that you should be building up. And we'll talk more about that later. All right. Where else do we find leads? Content creation and education is a great way to get leads. Blogging, webinars, workshops, past clients, and word of mouth is probably one of the best places you can generate leads. And of course, there's places like local advertising. So your newspapers, your bargain ads, your billboards, your bill posting. I remember when I first started, the primary way of marketing a home was the Homes Guide. Does anybody remember the Homes Guide that you'd get at like the grocery store? Yeah, I think they still have them, but I don't think many people use them anymore. There's a green and yellow company that still primarily use that, but we're not going to call them out. So I remember that was our primary way of lead generation back when I first started was the Homes Guide book. And really, we had very limited options on how we could generate these leads other than doing open houses, cold calling, sending letters, being in the Homes Guide. Right now, we are so blessed with so many different ways to reach out and to gather leads and clients that we're almost spoiled. We're almost spoiled. So let's get back to the basics and look at all avenues where you can generate leads. All right. Number one place. We've talked about some really great ways to generate leads, some, more traditional ways to generate leads. But the number one place of where you're going to get your leads is your sphere of influence. And I almost hate the word sphere of influence. I really do. I hate that. It was jammed down my throat as a newer agent and I hated it. But at the end of the day, it's 100% true. And I did not learn its value until I became much older and much wiser. And if anybody makes crack on my age, we're gonna have problems. No, just kidding. So sphere of influence, family, friends, coworkers, and the referrals that they provide. They are easy peasy to do. Now, if you're just starting out, for those of you who are new in pre-licensing or newly licensed, it's okay that you don't have a huge sphere of influence right now. If you remember, I told you to come up with 50 names, name, telephone number, email address for 50 people. 50 people is not a lot, and that's okay. But all of us know 50 people. This sphere of influence is going to grow. The more you network, the more you gain referrals, the more you have past clients, they will all become part of your sphere. So when I say that we have a couple people on this call that have done a really good job at networking and referral, I could venture to guess, and I haven't asked them, but I could venture to guess that if they had to put in writing their sphere of influence now, that those people, their past clients, the people that they've interacted with, the vendors that they refer would be on their sphere of influence list. Remember, your sphere of influence are the people who know you, love you, and know that you're in real estate. The people who know you, love you, and know that you're in real estate. So this list should constantly be building. All right. Again, we never make you do homework. It's not required here, but it's a good practice should you want to do it. It's in your email. We meet new people every day. What I challenge you to do is list the names of 5 people you have met in the past 30 days. 5 people. You will be surprised if you start doing this and you start writing down the names of the people that you met today, tomorrow, the next day, how many people you truly meet just by living your lives. I can guarantee you, I will dare to venture that you have met at least 5 new people in the last 30 days that you can remember. But also keep in mind, we're meeting a lot of people that we forget about. These are lost connections. Leads are all around us. If you met somebody at the grocery store, if you went and got your car serviced by a new individual, you met a lead on a phone, you bumped into an old friend that you forgot about. These are people that you should be adding to your list. So if you choose to do it, list 5 people, or try to list 5 people that you've met in the last month. A good practice to do is to keep a ledger in your car. And as you meet new people, as you have these conversations about real estate, even if it's just as simple as telling them that you're a real estate agent and that you appreciate any referrals they can give you, jot down their information. Jot down their information in a book that you keep, on the back seat of the car, along with your 10,000 MLS hot sheets that your buyers, looked at and no longer want. And jot those names down so you can continue building that rapport and reaching out to those people. All right, here's some practical tips for finding real estate leads. Zillow's calling. Here's some practical tips for finding real estate leads. Open houses, you need to prep early. Get your signs up the week before the open house, not the day before, not the day of. Prep early. Share on social media. Use this opportunity to get that information out on social media. For those of you not using Facebook Marketplace, please start doing that for your listings and for your open houses. Create events, create listings, share that in community sites. So if you belong to a community bulletin board, Beaver County sells everything. There's like 50 of them. Start sharing your listings there. Send out open house invites to the neighbors and the clients. Send an actual invitation in the mail to the neighbors. You could be safe with the 5, 5, and 10. 5 on the right, 5 on the left, 10 across the street. If you don't have time to send the handwritten invitation, you could do that through Express Docs. It costs about, $32 or something like that. Pop by a few hours before the open to the neighbors. Go to the door, introduce yourself, let them know that you're having an open house. A tactic that I used to use if it was in a neighborhood where there was lots of on-street parking is I would go to the neighbors' homes and just let them know, hey, we're having an open house down here at your neighbor's home. There might be a lot of traffic in there, might be a lot of parking and stuff like that. I just want to apologize in advance if there's a lot of traffic on the street. I'm kindly reminding the people not to block your driveway. But if you have any problems, you just let me know. And I did want to invite you to come over. I've got some goodies over there. Take a tour around the house. I'm sure a lot of the other neighbors will be there. Hold a contest for the day of the open. Hold a contest. Put it out on social media. People love free stuff. People will do crazy stuff to get something for free. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. Maybe it's a $25 gas card. Maybe it's an Alexa device. Maybe it's, I don't know, a thing of cupcakes. Doesn't matter. If it's free, people will be excited. Go live on social media before the open house. I get so many views on that and so many comments. If you can't do it right before the open house, do it the day before and go live and do a live tour before the open house. Collect all buyers' information at the open, all of them, every one of them. I talk to agents. I try to do, random follow-ups after I see open houses are done. And I say, hey, how was your open house? It was great. I had 5 couples in. Great. Did you get any leads? Well, no, they said they already had an agent. Well, who was their agent? Well, they wouldn't tell me. It's because they don't have an agent. They just don't want to sign in. Most clients that are coming to open houses don't have an agent. Not all, but most don't. Why? Because their agent is asking them not to go to the open house because they don't want them in front of you for fear that you will steal their client. Now, keep in mind, I'm not telling anybody to steal anybody's client, but I am telling you that most buyers will tell you they already have an agent, even if they don't. Have them sign in. And part of that sign in, have them place their agent's first and last name for 2 reasons. 1, you can prove that they have an agent. And if they don't put in an agent's name, then likely they don't have an agent. 2, you're able to contact that other agent after the open house to get honest feedback and let her know or him know that their client came to the open house so that you can, at least get an offer for your seller. Let's see. Give a small open house favor. Give a favor for showing up. And definitely market that you are giving out freebies to everybody that comes through the house. Maybe it is a pen that has your information on it. Maybe it is a little goodie bag of treats and has something branded to you. There are lots of different options, and I'm as cheap as they come. Trust me. I love to save a buck anywhere I can. So you don't have to get too expensive with it. There are so many different things that you can do. Avery has a lot of kits where you can print them at home, and you can put on candy bar wrappers. You can do water bottles with your name on them. You can do something super cute. If you want some ideas on what to do, some gifts and giveaways that are branded to you, Pinterest is a really, really great place to look at those ideas. All right. Follow up the next day. Please follow up. Please follow up. Please follow up. If you took all of the time to do these open houses, you took all of that effort that it took, you captured the leads, and then you do nothing with them, then you might as well have not done the open house at all. Not following up is a disservice to the buyer who came in the house, and it's also a disservice to the seller that you are representing. It is crucial for you to follow up the next day. And it doesn't have to be weird. It doesn't have to be scary. You would just give that person a call and say, hey, this is Christina from Realty One Group. I just wanted to thank you again for attending my open house. I really, really loved getting to meet you and your family. Just wanted to see if you had any additional questions about the home, any additional information I can get you, and start building that rapport with them. Set them up on an email drip in your CRM, even if you can't get them on the phone for that follow-up the next day. Buyers will come to open houses who are immediately ready to buy, or ones that are just kind of kicking the can down the road and saying, yeah, I want to buy at some point, but I'm not really sure when. So you want to make sure that you are top of mind when they do want to pull that trigger and purchase that home. All right. Direct outreach. You can send postcards with advertisements. What I like even better is sending handwritten cards. Use your web address or QR code to track the effectiveness, and pop by with a gift to introduce yourself. If you guys have never done pop-bys, we will be having a training on that coming in September. We tend to do that once a year where we all get together. We talk about doing pop-bys. We put together some pop-by gifts for you to go and pop-by to your clients. So that's always that's always an event once a year that a lot of agents like. We always have wine and mimosas, so we make a cute little event out of it. It's like crafting day. It's great. Lead generation services. So you can use Zillow, Realtor, Homes.com. We're using those all now if you're in the lead program. Practice speed to lead. Speed to lead. So understand that when you're using lead generation services like Zillow, Realtor, Homes.com, you may not be the only agent they're giving that lead to. And in fact, you're probably not. Most lead generation services give that lead to at least 3 paying individuals. So speed to lead is important. If you're not quick to call that lead and secure the appointment, the next agent will be. So practice speed to lead. Feed the need in 15 seconds or less. When you get that lead on the phone, feed whatever their need is. I want an appointment to see 123 Main Street. Great. I have Thursday or Friday available. What's best for you? We're not going to ask the, are you pre-approved game? Are you working with another agent? How long have you been looking? No, feed the need. 15 seconds or less. And then you can ask your follow-up questions. Build rapport at the first meeting. So start building a relationship with them, find out who they are, and set the next appointment before you leave the home. You guys have heard me say this 100 times. Clients, leads should not be leaving that property that they just saw with you until their next appointment is booked in your calendar. Do not thank them for touring the home, shake their hand and say, oh yeah, call me when you want to see the next one. No, book that appointment. Book that appointment before you step foot out of that house you're showing. Why? Can anybody tell me why? Why do we book the appointment before we leave the house? I know you guys know. Somebody call it out. I know Rebecca knows, but she's driving. She should not be driving and Zooming at the same time. We book the appointment before we leave the house because Buyers want instant gratification, especially if they came through sites like Zillow. They go on to Zillow, they click the request a tour, and they have an agent call them in 30 seconds or less. But if they've already booked their follow-up appointment with you, they're not going to be clicking the button anymore. So don't allow them to click the button. Set the tour before they leave after the first meeting. All right. There's some additional tips in here for content creation, past clients, sphere of influence. I'm not going to go over them all because we are time sensitive today. But one thing I am going to point out is regardless of who you're talking to, ask for the referral. Stop being shy. It's not bad. Nobody's going to get mad at you if you ask for the referral. Ask for the referral. Have conversations with these people. Say, hey, do you happen to know anybody that's looking to buy or sell? Ask for the referral. Yes, Charlie.
Oops, sorry, driving right now. Could you walk us through exactly how you personally ask for referrals? Like, I always find that, even like my personal business, I always find that weird to ask for it. So could you walk that through us? I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're fine. It's a great question. Yeah, asking for the referral can be scary. It can totally be scary. But let's talk about a hypothetical situation where maybe I'm talking to Allison, and I work real estate in Allegheny County, and she's up in Lawrence County, and we're having a conversation about just everyday things. Allison's telling me how everything at her work's going. I'm talking to her about how everything at my work's going, and I mentioned to her, like, wow, it's either feast or famine in this business. You're really, really busy at one point, and you think that you're setting the world on fire, and then everything closes, and then you don't know where to get your next lead from. And she'll say, yeah, I feel the pain. I would go to Allison and say, Allison, maybe we can help each other out. Do you happen to know anybody who's looking to buy or sell, or would you mind giving out my business card? And I, in turn, would do that for you, since we're in different markets. So it really depends, I think, on the situation and who you're talking to. But I have found, and please chime in if anybody's found anything different, I have found that probably the easiest ones to practice the asking for referrals on are other people who are not your competitors, but maybe are vendors in your market or agents in other markets. Investors that you're dealing with that know other investors, and finding some kind of middle ground, a referral situation. I have roofers, plumbers, home warranty companies. The list can go on of people who ask me to refer them business all the time. I mean, let's think about it. How many calls as us agents do we get in a day of people wanting something from us? Hundreds. At least I do. Hundreds of people. Yes, Mary. I can't hear you.
There's also groups you can join, like on Facebook, men in real estate, women in real estate. I belong to one. It's women in real estate. And sometimes there'll be an agent in Texas looking for an agent here in Pittsburgh. And then you swap information, and, you can give referrals in other states and make money. And you can also get referrals from other states. It's worked well for me.
Awesome. That's a great tip. Yeah, that's a great tip. Never be afraid to ask for the referral, especially for somebody who, really appreciates your business. Ask for that referral and don't be shy. I mean, and it doesn't have to be weird. Like I said, you can ask just as calmly as, like, hey, do you happen to know anybody who's interested in buying or selling their home? No, you don't know right now? Well, could I give you a couple cards? And if you do come across anybody who's talking real estate, maybe pass my information along. I'd be happy to do the same with your business. So it's just a great way to kind of bring up that conversation without being so one-sided. All right, let's move on here to the rule of 7. Anybody who's been with me for a while knows about the rule of 7. The rule of 7 shows that humans on average will not remember a person's name or what they do for a living until they have seen it 7 times. The goal is to touch each lead a minimum of 7 times to turn them from a lead into a client. And I've given an example there below. I'll let you guys read this in your packet, but we have talked, especially on the Feed the Need training, about the need to touch somebody 7 times, even if it is just a Zillow lead coming through the phone. So to recap real quickly, you get a Zillow call. In this case, it's Derek. He introduces himself when he answers a phone, and he says, "This is Derek from Realty One Group." That's one touch. He said, "This is Derek from Realty One Group," one time. He goes ahead and he has the call, feeds the need, and at the end of the call, he repeats his information again. And how I would say that is, hey, Rebecca, thank you for making your appointment for 123 Main Street. Just to recap, I'm going to be meeting you Thursday at 1 o'clock at 123 Main Street. I'll be out in the front. I will be driving a black SUV, so I'll either be in the driveway or in front of the house when you get there. And let me give you my information again, just in case you didn't write it down. My name is Christina Hoffmeyer. I'm with Realty One Group Ultimate. My telephone number is 724-622-2283. So that's your second touch. At the end of the call, you should be reiterating that to them. After the call, send them a text message with the appointment details with your email signature. If you don't know how to put in an email signature, you can do that in your Apple or your Android settings under your text settings. Mine's real easy. I put in CH and it comes up, Christina Hoffmeyer, Realty One Group. So send them a text message thanking them for taking the time to speak with you. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Our appointment is set for 123 Main Street, Thursday at 1 o'clock. Christina Hoffmeyer, Realty One Group. All right, then you're going to send them a calendar invite. So we're up to 3 touches. Now we're going calendar invite is 4. You're going to send them a calendar invite through your Gmail calendar that has the appointment time, it has the address, and it has your contact information in the description along with the brokerage name and your contact telephone. All right, then you're going to send them a follow-up email. Confirming the appointment. You may want to add in a link to your website where the listing is shown. So you're driving traffic back into your website. So that's an optional. It's something that I would do. That's my 5 touch. You could possibly get 6 touches if they click the website to show them all of the property details. The morning of the appointment, you're going to send that lead. You're going to either call or text that lead and just confirm their appointment. You do not want to ask them if are you still coming to the appointment today? Don't ask them, are you? Please do not do that. We do not ask yes or no questions. Looking forward to meeting you today at 123 Main Street. I'll be there at 1 o'clock. Again, I will be in a black SUV parked either in the street in front of the house or in the driveway. So excited to meet you with your email signature. And then at the appointment, they show up, you shake their hand, you introduce yourself again. Hello, I'm Christina Hoffmeyer from Realty One Group. It's a pleasure to meet you in person. Here's my business card just so that you have it. All right, that's your 7 touches. By that point, they cannot forget your name. So practice the rule of 7 when it comes to lead conversion. We talk about psychological selling here and the psychological phenomenon. This I want to touch on a little bit is how many people have gone onto Facebook or Google or Amazon or wherever these leads come up, and you swear they're watching you. Like I swear, like if I'm talking to my husband in the kitchen about wanting to make strawberry jam, I want to learn how to make strawberry jam this year all on my own because our strawberries are finally coming in. Later that night, I go into Facebook and there's like ball canning supplies. I go onto Amazon and like the first thing that comes up on my suggested for you page is like the Sure Gel for jelly. You know, I swear I drive down the road and I see a billboard for a farmer's market where they're selling strawberries. It's creepy. Is it not creepy? I can't be the only one this happens to. So it's creepy. So that's a psychological phenomenon. And there's actually a medical word for it is, I don't even know how to say it. It's Barad-Meinhof phenomenon syndrome. But they call it the frequency illusion. So this is the cognitive bias that happens when you become aware of something new and then start noticing it everywhere, even though the frequency of its occurrence hasn't actually changed. It's been there all along. You just didn't notice it. So you have never noticed it, but the minute something hits your brain 7 times, you get a cognitive There's a cognitive function that happens that creates this illusion. And now you start to see it everywhere. We want you guys to do this with your leads. Hit them 7 times. And then they're going to give you the comments that all of us agents have gotten before that says, boy, I see your signs everywhere. Boy, I noticed your billboard. I saw you on social media. Like, you're selling all these homes. Really? Because I've been doing this for years. It's just that now you're finally noticing. So use psychological selling to your advantage. There are little tips and tricks. If you know how people's reactions are, if you know what their cognitive abilities are, if you know what their habits are, you can use that for your benefit. We want to ensure that these leads, regardless of where they are in the selling process, regardless of where they are in the buying process, whether they're buying today or whether they're buying 3 years from now, that when they think of real estate, you are the only person that they think of, because you become the definition of real estate. All right, so we have, this is all well and good. We've talked about how to find leads, where to find leads, how to talk to them, how to play with their psyche, but how do we manage them all? You need to track your database, and you can do that through a CRM. A CRM is a client relationship manager. It is a software program that helps you take all of these bits and bobs of information, put them into one place, and actually build out an inventory. So think of your CRM as your inventory list. A lot of agents and a lot of new agents will come to me at some point and say, well, I love real estate, but I don't know when my next paycheck is coming. Well, you should know. If you're using your CRM, you should know when your next paycheck is coming. You should know who your next buyer is. You should know who your next seller is if you are tracking your inventory. And think of your clients like your inventory. They are the items that you are trying to convert. They are where your money is coming from. So you need to know who you have, who they are, how to reach out to them, how to nurture them, and where they are in the process. So your CRM database helps you do that. In your handout, there is a video that I'd like you to watch. It's an overview of the One Suite. The One Suite allows you to add contacts, provide tasks where it says, you want to reach out to this person at this time. You need to call this person at this time. You can put in their birthdays. You can put in their house anniversary. You can put in their kids' birthdays. You can put in their spouse's information. You can put in notes that says, met this lady at the grocery store. She's thinking about selling her home. She needs something bigger. Or, met this is my mom's friend, and she has to put her mother into assisted living, and they're getting their mom's home ready to sell. You can put those notes in there so that your client always has the assumption that you remember exactly what's going on with them. And we do. We want to build that rapport with our clients. We want to know what's going on with them. But let's break it down to what it really is. It's really hard to remember the data we need that's important to our leads and to our clients, that builds that rapport to them, because there's so many of them. So do yourself a favor and keep good notes in your CRM. There is a follow-up training, I think it's this month, for the One Suite. If you want to learn how to use One Suite a little better, if you've not used it before, you're just diving in, Victoria is going to be doing a One Suite training coming up. All right, the foundation of information management. Why do we use it? Because it creates a centralized database of all of our information. It also keeps a centralized database of all of our property listings. So I know that we put our property listings on the MLS, but the MLS has no ability for us to track and manage notes and what has happened along the way. We can do some of that in SkySlope, but your CRM will be able to give you notes that are specific to you, tasks and reminders when to send property reports. And we have another program called On Task, which Jen is going to be doing a training on. If you've never used On Task, or not On Task, I'm sorry, List Track. If you've never used List Track, it is included with your ROGU membership, and it's a great way for you to track the leads and the impressions that your listings have. So that's something I would also kind of add in, and it's great. You can sell it. You can send it to your sellers too. So I think it's a wonderful tool. She's going to do a training on that. It allows you for an enhanced organization. So it helps with your task management, and it will integrate to your calendar. It provides improved communication. So you can send out automated emails and instant notifications of things like open houses, new listings, listing searches. The automated emails are great because it allows your lead to see that you are constantly following up with them with additional information, even if you're not doing it in the moment. Now, please keep in mind, just a side note, that this is you should not be putting your people in your CRM and then never looking at them again. It is no replacement for you as a human. You want to ensure that you're still calling them, texting them, and then sending them organic, information through your email. This is not a replacement. This should assist you in building rapport with these clients and keeping top of mind, but it does not replace your responsibilities as their agent to pick up that phone and call. Lead management. Your OnSuite CRM can help you with lead capture through your website, social media, online ads, and it stores them in your centralized database. So you can be using your website. So if you're pushing out your agent website on your social media sites, if you're putting it on Google and you're boosting your advertisements and directing those people into your specific website, when they go on and click toward this home, instead of going to Zillow and clicking toward this home, you're capturing their information in through your website, and then it is bringing that into your CRM. So when you wake up in the morning and you go into your system, you can go into your CRM and see who's been in your website, what they were looking at, the time that they spent there. It really is a great system if you're using it properly. You can track data analytics and reporting. So you can see what your clients are doing once they're connected to your sites and apps. It does enhance customer experience. If you integrate into your website things like chat box and automated responses, that can tether over to your CRM. It helps with your marketing. We talk about drip campaigns, sending out, new to the market, open houses, other homes that you may want to see. We also have mobility access. So make sure you're connecting them to your one app. If you don't have the one app, you need me to send that to you to download so you can share, let me know. So it integrates to the one app as well. On the following pages, I have some instructions for entering a contact into OneSuite. If you want those written, and how to send a drip campaign and an email blast, those are in your handouts. I'm not going to go over those right now. But I would say definitely come back for the OneSuite training. This is just a short training, and I promise never to keep you over an hour when possible. So make sure you come and check out Tori's training with OneSuite. All right, I've talked enough. Let's come up with some ideas for drip campaigns. Anybody have ideas on a good drip campaign just off the top of your noggin that a client might like to see? You guys are quiet today. Come on. Help me out here. I hate being the only one talking.
Like talking about drip campaigns, I mean, could it be a way to like a campaign, almost like when you do a vlog to help them prepare their homes for selling?
That would be a great idea for a drip campaign. Maybe doing either a blog post type of how to, 1, 2, 3, 4, you could do that. You could also, for a drip campaign, do a video of yourself, which you're sending through your CRM, kind of giving a vlog of, how to prepare for selling your home, or what's the most important thing about curb appeal, where to get the best return on your investment when making repairs to your home. I would say a lot of those would be a lot of like frequently asked questions. If you didn't check out our agent Q&A on our Facebook Live, a lot of those questions that are raised there would be a good place to start, and other questions you've been asked. Anybody else have any ideas for a drip campaign that they'd like to utilize? Remember, a drip campaign should be a generalized campaign that will serve the masses. A generalized campaign that will serve the masses, but should still be personal enough to make it feel like the receiver was given that email from you for a very specific reason. Okay. Some other things you can do is come up with a newsletter. Lots of agents have monthly newsletters. I'm on a lot of agents' newsletters from competing companies. They've gathered my email address from their Google contacts and they've signed me up for their newsletter. I keep subscribed. I like to see what they're doing. Some of the ones I get are really awesome newsletters. Others need a little work, but it's all a learning process. So think about some newsletter topics. You can put together newsletter drip campaigns so that they go out once a month to your entire database. You could do that with videos too. Come up with some video topics. So again, I challenge you to go ahead and come up with these ideas. If you want me to review the ideas with you, I would be happy to do so. Mike says, since it's the first time home buyers, we could send tips on savings and, it disappeared. Hold on. Now I can't see it. I don't know where it went. Shoot, I lost it. I can't find it now. But no, that's a good idea, Mike. You could send out first-time home buyer drip campaigns with savings ideas, how to get pre-approved, how to save up for your down payment, how to buy a home with little to no money down for FHA, PHFA bond programs, for USDA. Those would be some great topics. All right, who's got questions, comments, suggestions? Open floor. We're in our last 10 minutes, so this is for you guys. Unmute yourself at will. Ask any questions you have. Give any comments. No? Nothing? You guys are super quiet. Super, super quiet. All right, before you guys go, and feel free to jump in anytime, I'm just going to take a last roll call here and make sure I have everybody down. Okay, so please nobody jump off the phone until I get roll call in. Unless you're not on the Brand Boost program, then you can do whatever you want. Let me see. Gotcha. All right. Rochelle, Rebecca, Renee, Victoria's online. All right, perfect. I think I got everybody. So any final thoughts before I leave you today? No? All right, well, we will see you next Friday for networking and referrals. Please remember that we do have an in-person meeting for networking and referrals. If you guys are interested in receiving referrals from other agents and other brokerages across the nation, we are having a small training with the referral sites and then a sign up. So for that one, I can't remember the date on that training, but you would need to be present in office with your laptop or your tablet. We'll be going through each one of the referral sites. I think there's like 25 of them. We'll be going through each one of those referral sites and then actually signing up for those if you're a licensed agent. Yes, Madison.
Dang it. I was literally about to say, is it okay if I would still come, even if I'm not licensed?
You can absolutely come. You just can't sign up for the sites. But if you want to come and take notes and have that for later on so that you can sign up, we absolutely welcome pre-licensees to come. So the pre-licensees can come, get the information that they need. You just can't sign up because you don't have a state license yet. But for you licensed individuals, like I said, it's an in-person training. The first training will be the online training for networking and referral will be next Friday, where we're going to go over the basis of networking and referrals. We're going to talk about some of those third-party referral sites, how they work, what they cost, because referrals usually always cost something unless you're getting a referral from an unlicensed person like your Aunt Nancy or somebody you met at the grocery store. But if you're getting referrals from other agents and brokers, whether they're local people or across the United States somewhere, there usually is for a fee for that. So for those of you who don't know or have never done a referral, we'll talk about the basis of that and how that works. And then we'll be having the in-person training where we talk about the specific sites that you can sign up for to start receiving those referrals. And this is not a training on Op City. They're not even on the list. Op City is not on the list. So those of you who have felt my pain with Op City, they're not even on the list. We're talking about other sites that you can sign up and make profiles for, and that all of you should have profiles on, so that you can send business and receive business by way of referrals. So make sure you join us for that. That's a 2-part training. Like I said, Friday, 9 a.m. is the first one. We'll talk for an hour or less on the basis of networking and referral. So, all right. Any questions? What do you guys got? Anything? Nope. Nope. Quiet today. Quiet today. With so many people too. So quiet. Everybody's shy today. All right, guys. That is all for me. If you have any additional questions, feel free to stay on the line.